2. Much better. Oh, now I can hear myself. Yeah. I forgot how sexy my voice is. Yeah. Welcome back, guys. I'll be your MC for today. My name is Black Pedro. I'm a comedian, actor, and part-time stripper. Get your dollars out, ladies. Get your dollars out. Coins are accepted. Obviously, my real name isn't Black Pedro, right? Like, who would do that to their credit score? You know what I'm saying? But my real name is actually Pedro Hernandez. But I'm from Detroit, so everything's black in Detroit. Look, he even nodded. He knows what's up. And I know I get it. It messes people's head up when I try and introduce myself. You know what I'm saying? Like, people can't fathom how a black man could possibly have a Spanish name and not play baseball. You know what I'm saying? Like, they look at me like, aren't you pitching tonight? What you doing here? But I thank you guys for welcoming me. I thank the bikers for not stabbing me. I appreciate that, guys. Appreciate the work you do. Face tattoos is a commitment, brother. I thought I was dedicated to the game. That says I don't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're gonna succeed in life no matter what, sir. I appreciate that. Yes, sir. Just a bit of business, guys. We do have our bar outside with plenty of refreshments. Anybody else day drinking like me? Okay, there we go. This is a city of degenerates. He raised his hand like he's at alcohol school. Present. It's not so formal, come on. But yeah, so make sure you stop by our bar, get some the empanadas are delicious. And then we have our exhibits next door if you haven't been yet. Just 2 doors over is the gallery space, and then immediately next door, when you go out to your left, you'll have the vendor area. Also, as these slides go through, every now and then you'll see a little QR code down in the bottom here, okay? Right there, just like that, you see it? Make sure you scan that, guys, okay? Because this stuff runs off of donations, you know what I mean? And I'm expensive, right? They can barely afford me. So make sure you scan that QR code, donate, give, so that we can keep events like this going and supporting. You know, these are all local LA photographers on display, and you know, it's just important to keep art out there, right, guys? So make sure you do that, right? We want to support the arts, right? You don't want me out in the parking lot breaking into your car, so pay up. Come on now, let's go. That being said, we are going to get right into our keynote presentation and our 2026 Cultural Impact Award. And for that presentation, I'd like to bring up 2 of our organizers. These dudes are the man. Give it up for Amadou Kante. Give it up. And Rathin Ramesh, y'all. Guys, come on up.
Thank you. All right, so I'm just gonna set the stage here for who's gonna come up next. So, there's a reason we created the Cultural Impact Award. It's not for the photographer who shot the prettiest picture. It's for the person whose work changed how a community sees itself and how the world sees that community. Estevan Oriol is that person for Los Angeles. He came up as a bouncer, a tour manager, running with Cypress Hill and House of Pain. And while most people were just living those moments, Estevan was documenting them. With the camera his father gave him, he started capturing LA the rest of the world wasn't ready to look at. Lowriders, tattoos, gang culture, brown skin, street life. It was all shot with dignity and shot with love. His work has hung in the Smithsonian, in MoCA, in galleries around the world. His books, LA Woman, LA Portrait, This is Los Angeles, are permanent records of a culture that deserves to be permanent. This afternoon, the Inglewood Photo Festival is proud to honor him with the Cultural Impact Award because his lens didn't just capture Los Angeles, it protected it. Please join me in welcoming to the stage the recipient of the 2026 IPF Cultural Impact Award, Estevan Oriol.
Thank you guys for coming out. It's pretty cool. I've gotten 2 awards in a week. It only took 30 years of hard work, but last week the city of Los Angeles gave me an award at City Hall. It was a pretty big deal. And now I got this one. Thank you, guys. I don't want to put it on the floor. Yeah, this is my timer? Okay, good. Thank everybody for coming out. This is a pretty special thing for me to do these kind of events and display my work. Like I said, getting an award like that is a cool thing for me. I started shooting about 30 years ago. My father and his wife, Angelica, gave me a spare camera they had, and my dad told me there's 2 pins inside, and you turn this knob to make one pin go like that, and you turn this other knob, make the other pin go, and oh, cool, okay. And all you do is you light up the 2 pins, and that's it. So you're ready to shoot. That was my photography school. It was it's pretty. It was a quick course. It was about 30 seconds. But what my dad saw that I didn't see was I was in a lowrider club back then, and I'd bought a '64 Impala in 1989. Started building it in '91 to be a lowrider, and at the same time I'd gotten a job with House of Pain as the tour manager, and the rest is, it snowballed from there. I started out taking pictures of, what was in front of me, which was lowriders and a bunch of the homies around in the community back then, and being on tour. We did about 44 countries. So at first it was, just taking pictures of, my friend and his car. Then, we go to Paris, I shoot the Eiffel Tower. I go here, I shoot this or that. And I wasn't really paying attention, but when I got the photos back, I noticed my photos were a little bit different than my friends that were on the same tour. And I was like, man, my photos look a little bit different. And then they always wanted to see my photos. And, the guys from the band from Cypress Hill were like, hey man, these look pretty good. Like, I think you got something here. You found your art form. And that's what my dad was pushing me towards when he first saw me, and when he first gave me the camera. And I just kept going from there little by little. I felt a little bit uncomfortable carrying that camera around on the strap. It kind of felt like I was carrying like that big award around, walking with a big clunky thing on me, and I wasn't really into it. At that time, it was mostly like paparazzis or tourists or professional photographers that would walk around the camera strapped around their neck. And not too many people were out there taking photos, especially where I was. And it just snowballed from there to where I started taking photos, and then I started filming. A friend of mine, Martin, passed away, gave me a 8mm camera. And he's like, hey, I want to see your photos come to life. So he gave me that camera, and I started filming. That led me into doing music videos in 1997. And up to this date, I've done about 50 music videos and a couple of documentaries and a whole lot of photographs. So this right here is my claim to fame, as they'd say. I shot that photo in 1994 in downtown LA. It was a gang member, and she was throwing up her gang neighborhood, and I told her, hey, can you do something a little bit more universal so that, nobody gets uptight about it because everybody's like, oh, this and that, that neighborhood, this neighborhood. So she threw up the LA, which was uncommon, but it was known in the underground world. People that were either gangsters or gangster affiliates. And what I noticed was I started getting press from doing photographs of the bands, and they're like, hey, do you have anything else you'd like to show us? And I said, yeah, I got some lowriding photos, and I started sending them those type of photos. And then they would say, can we do an interview on you? And I would send them photos of like 10 of my favorite photos, and I noticed that their attention always went to that one the most. It was either covers of magazines or the first like 2 pages of the spread. And I didn't really know the power of that one photo, that it would be kind of like, to me kind of now it seems like the photo that represents the city in one photograph. It's used worldwide. I've been pushing that photo for 30 years to where now it's like, back then it was just gang members or people in the neighborhood doing it, to where now it's the campaign for the LA Olympics in 2028. They have like hundreds of people. Thank you. The thing about that is I didn't know it was. So I didn't know it until I saw it. I was like, oh wow, everybody's doing the LA thing. And it's been like a double-edged sword for me. It's like my most known photo, but then like the most one that's been copied of. Then we opened up we had a gallery called Super Chief downtown, and we opened that up. I had a show there. We opened it up as a relief center, so we'd have everybody donate stuff to there, sort it out, and then families and people that their houses were burned down would come to get supplies. So I had seen a lot of photos going around at that time, and I was like, you know what, everybody got all the best shots already of the fires, like, crazy things on fire. The fire is kind of done now. I'm just gonna do something in the community, and that's what we ended up doing. But I did go around. I have a friend that lives over there, and I'm doing a book of lowriding called Lowriding Worldwide, 30 years of, me shooting that lifestyle. So I felt like this was the perfect thing to end that book series, which was go around to Altadena and shoot lowriders that had burned down to the ground. And yeah, I mean, that would devastate me right there if my lowriders all burned down in just a matter of seconds. But this right here, this is these last round of ICE protests downtown. These were all the CHPs that were blocking off the freeway ramps that went on, because everybody was gonna rush the freeway, and it ended up, it didn't work because they rushed it anyways. And there was some arrests made. It got so bad that they brought in the United States Marine Corps. And I feel like it was important to document all this kind of stuff, what's going on in the city, because the last time that happened for me was in the Rodney King riots. At that time, I didn't have a camera. I was kind of, still like weird about taking photos, so I just went out in the streets and was just watching it, and it was going off. So I feel like, if you're a photographer and you're somewhere and there's something going on and you shoot documentary style photos, that it's kind of your thing. You got to get out there and do your thing. These photos right here were from a ceremony that I go to called the Vegetarian Festival in Phuket, Thailand. And these guys, they do this in homage to the 9th Emperor of China when they went to Thailand. They got sick, and the Thai people brought them back and took their sicknesses away by putting them on a vegetarian diet. And so these guys, this is the way they show their homage to them. And they've been doing it for 200 years. This was the 200-year anniversary. And I've been going out there for a couple years, so I didn't really, a lot of my photos I don't really show right away. I wasn't gonna show any of these, but there were so many people there, I was like, you know, I don't wanna be last to show my photos, so, you know, I brought out, you know, I brought some of the hits out, but these guys really put themselves through it. They not only do they get swords, you know, poked through their face, they walk around with them in the city with bare feet, wearing this little outfit, and it's like a 5-mile long walk, and they're holding the knives, so that they didn't hold them, they're so heavy they just ripped through their face. Go ahead to the next one. The Afghani guys, to me, I always like to show the similarities in different countries that I've traveled to. People used to always say, like, hey, what do you eat over there in Afghanistan and stuff? I go, it's crazy, Holmes. They have like chicken and beef. That's what we're gonna do. So we met this guy from Afghanistan he was taking us in there, and he goes, so what kind of stuff do you shoot? And I had my computer out. We were in the airport, and like my eye went first to this Panama prison folder, and I was like, oh, I do this kind of stuff. He was like, wow, would you want to go to a prison where the Taliban prisoners are? And I was like, yeah, sure. Because most of the time, like 99% of the time, people say, hey, would you want to shoot this? I could hook it up or whatever. They're full of shit. So I just took my chances, you know? And the next morning, 8 o'clock, he had a van there, and they're like, hey, the van's downstairs. Are you ready to go? And I was like, whoa, you know, like, it's real now. So I you know, went out there. We went to the wrong prison first. Then another hour and a half, we got to the right one. And the crazy part about the Panama prison was I went to go shoot a guy named Maton, which means killer. So when I got in the gate, the guard shut the gate, but I was walking, so I just hear the gate shut behind me. And he goes, hey, Maton, make sure that you have him back here at 4 o'clock. And I was like, wait a minute. And like, I didn't, you know, you can't show no kind of fear or nothing like that. You're in a prison, you know? So I was like, fuck, did he just lock me in here? You know, with Maton and all the other killers? And I was like, fuck it, you know, like, let's see what, you know, see what comes up. So I, you know, went through the whole prison, shot these guys. There was no guards on that side of the gate. They pretty much rely on the guys in the prison to run the prison and deal with whatever they deal with on their own. And I was like, damn, man, I'm like locked up abroad, but for a day. And the cool thing was I get out, you know, at 4 o'clock. But, you know, I saw everything in there that you could see in the prison for a day, and took a bunch of pictures of it. And then when I showed it to the guy in Afghanistan, he was like, yeah, I can hook you up to go in there. So I went there. Luckily, it wasn't like that, you know. I got to roll around. They had a guard standing, you know, 20 feet behind me or whatever. But my first thoughts were when I go into a prison where you know, it's 2013, there's still a lot of American military there. I didn't go there with them. I went through another connection with the Afghanis. And they were like, in my mind, I thought like they were either gonna throw something at me or spit at me or whatever, because, you know, American, I don't look like I'm supposed to be there. And that's kind of what they do to people in the media here. They'll, you know, spit on them or throw a cup of piss at them or something like that through the bars. and I was ready for it, but not really, you know, wasn't really into that happening to me. And when they took me in there, the first place I went up to, I walked up to the bars, and I couldn't speak a word of Afghani, and they couldn't speak a word of English. The guys that took me there, or the guys inside there. So I just had to point to my camera, which is what I pretty much do in foreign countries. I point to the camera and point to them, and it's like, is it okay? And they're like, yeah, go for it. So right when I started taking pictures of him, the first guy that I saw through a bunch of guys, he had his shirt off, and he just started flexing like this. And I'm like, damn, you know, has he seen like American movies or what's going on? I can tell one of your photos right when I see it. And to me, that's like a good compliment, you know, like I could take a picture on this side of the world or that side of the world, and you know it's my photo just by looking at the photo. But I have a new zine out right now, and it was myself and Paperwork published it. It was all the photo shoots that I did in 2025. I put about half of them in there because I couldn't fit the rest. But it's pretty much all the different shoots that I did last year. And then if you guys have time to check out the exhibit, a couple doors down, there's some of my newer photos that Icon printed for me. And you know, I'm very happy that Fahey and Klein and Icon invited me to be a part of this. It's a cool thing, and I've never, you know, really done a type of festival like this anywhere else in the city, so this is a cool thing. And we've got a picture of my compadre there. They asked me if I could come down and take some photos of them, which isn't every day, and they don't ask everybody. So thank you guys. Yeah. It always is a cool feeling when people trust you and they invite you into something that they don't invite barely anybody into. So I've been invited to some places like that a lot of people don't get invited to, and that's always a good feeling. I always try to make the most of it and make them happy that they invited me there, you know. So I don't know if that's my time up. It looks like it. But thank all you guys for coming. And, oh, it's filled up. If you're wondering why I'm rocking, is I have bad balance because I have neuropathy. So don't think any weird stuff. But I'd like to thank Fox. Fox is an old school photographer. We just put out a zine on him. He has work from 79, 80, 81, 82 of lowrider and gang culture. We put out a zine of him. You can see it next door. Hopefully we have one that you can see because it's sold out. And thank you to my compadre Rob in the Inglewood chapter for coming and supporting. My daughter Ange, and I think my dad's still here. Yep, I see you. Yeah, thank you guys.